Welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League and our Saturday Championship in the GR3 cars. This is our third and final race here at Interlagos in Brazil. The track itself, 2.67 miles and 15 turns with the famous Senna S's at turns 1 and 2, and then we've got the very twisty sections between sort of turns 8 and 11. It's through up all sorts of fantastic racing. A great track to defend on, and which makes overtaking even better. So we've had the two races, as I've already mentioned. This is race 3, and the grid positions are as they finished race 2. So let's have a look down the grid, shall we? And Stormfly has managed to get himself on pole after a great win in race 2. Silly Shot just behind him, another good race for him in race 2. He finds himself second on the grid. Brian Moncani is third. Unforgiven is fourth. Then we've got Hodgie. Smith is 6th. Osman is 7th. Rufus is 8th. Grasshopper 9th. Fitzy is 10th. Brian the Mechanic 11th. 12th on the grid is Stealth, with Phaser just behind in 13th. Dirk is in 14th. Sid the Sloth 15th, and Pete is 16th. So a full grid again for this race 3 on a Saturday. It's a fantastic turnout. So we'll get this race underway, shall we? It's a rolling start as the guys just come around turn 15 and head towards the start finish straight. We'll hear the klaxon go. And there we go, we are off and racing for the final time in Interlagos, or the Autodromo Jose Carlos pace, as the purists will know it. As Stormfly takes us through the Senna S's and through turn 3 and onto the Aposta Straight for the first time. Then Silly Shot slotted in behind him. I said, took a silly shot. It's a great shot, isn't it, of the BMW Sprint model as we head down towards turn 4. Brian Moncani in third, then Unforgiven in fourth. Everybody just trying to get some heat into the tyres before the push-in starts. Although it looks like Rufus and Grasshopper already decided to go at it, as Grasshopper tries to go around the outside of Rufus, and I think he's got it done. Yes, he has. So Grasshopper moves up into 8th, with Rufus dropping down to 9th. He's got Fitz's attention now as they go through this tricky section of track, and up through turn 10. Rufus just having to do a little bit of defending. Now, as I said at the beginning, it's not too difficult to defend on this track, but you make a mistake, as Rufus did there. The rear end of that BMW got a bit of a twitch going, and that's allowed Fitzy and Brian the Mechanic, I think, to go through. But yeah, it doesn't take much. One slight mistake, especially when you're all this closely bunched up. Phaser got to go by Stealth into 10th. Silly Shot all the way down in 11th. Well, what's happened to Silly Shot then? Oh, there we go. It was just on the exit of turn 12, and Silly Shot onto the grass, looking for a safe return, and well, that's cost him all the way from second down he goes. He seemed to be down into 12th position, so unlucky for Silly Shot. He's now got Dirk breathing down his neck, and well, we've had a pit stop. So Rufus is into the pits. No, I don't know if you're supposed to have a pit stop. I don't know anything. But Rufus is coming into the pits. Maybe he started on the wrong tyres. I don't know. But Stormfly out in the lead, and he's looking to open up a decent gap, isn't he? Back to Brian Moncani. There is a good couple of seconds, maybe 3 seconds gap between Stormfly and Brian Moncani at the minute. Brian Moncani doing his level best to hold Osman off, but it really does look like it's only going to be a matter of time. I think that Genesis has just got a little bit too much against the Porsche, so Osman will be looking at moving up into P2 very shortly. Let's have a look at the tyre. Well, there you go, Brian Moncani on the medium, so Osman's going to have the advantage tyre wise. and the softs are going to warm up a lot quicker than the mediums as well. So yeah, I'm going to say it's only a matter of time before Osman moves up into P2. It's whether Brian Moncani decides to defend it. He might just feel the same and think, well, do you know what, I'll settle for P3. I'm not going to race Osman. I'll let him get after Stormfly. So we don't know at the minute. Brian in P2, he's going to fight it, I suppose. Grasshopper having a much better race this time out in P4. He has got Hodgie chasing him down though. Not really seeing much of Grasshopper. He's usually up there in the top split, but I don't know, maybe struggling on this track. Maybe it's the NSX, I'm not sure, but he seems to be doing okay this time around. I know we're only on lap 3. Hodgie in P5 then we've got Fitzy in 6. He's going to be looking for a much better race than he had in race 2. He is back on the soft tyres, so we'll be looking to make his way through the pack, maybe get up onto the podium as well. Fitzy, that's what he'll be thinking about. Ryan the Mechanic in 7th, Phaser 8th, then Stealth. He's got Silly Shot chasing him down, so Stealth in the Porsche. I think Stealth gone with a Porsche. We're using that on a Sunday as well, so it just makes sense to use the same car, although it really is a handful this time around. It used to be one of the go-to cars, but I don't know what they've done to it, as we just see Phaser just up ahead, getting turn 12 all wrong and getting on the grass. But as I was saying about that Porsche, it's just becoming a bit of a handful this time around, as Stealth loses out to both Derg and Silly Shot. Silly Shot though with a half-second penalty. Phaser, well, he's going to get mugged here, isn't he? Look, they're all over him. It's like a pack of wolves chasing the rabbit down. Phaser just holding on to 8th, but no, he's lost it. He's lost out, so Derg goes through, Silly Shot goes through. Silly Shot though carrying that half-second, so if Phaser can stay with him, Stealth, he's fancy having a go at Phaser as well, gets himself on the inside as they head down towards turn 4. Oh, Phaser goes very wide as they enter turn 4. Stealth goes through, so Phaser picking up a half-second. Yeah, he did go over track limits. Silly Shot, he's looking to attack Derg, although Silly Shot will be serving that penalty very shortly as they go around turn 10. So Derg, well, he won't mind if Silly Shot attacks him. He won't really mind because he knows he'll get that spot back. I know Derg will want to stay in front of him, which gets him a little bit further up the road away from Silly Shot, and it looks like he's going to do it. It looks like Derg's going to stay in front of Silly Shot as they come up towards turn 12. We'll just go get through here safely. Oh, I say that as Derg gets himself on the grass, but it's not going to affect it. So there we go. Silly Shot has to serve his penalty, so Derg can just pull away a little bit. Maybe open that gap to about a second. Silly Shot in 9th. Phaser in Smith, Agent Smith into 10th. Phaser 11th. Then Stealth, Unforgiven, Pete. Rufus down in 15th. Oh, 1 second penalty. That's hard. That's harsh for Rufus, but he served it. You just got to put it to the back of your mind now and crack on with the rest of the race, with Sid the Sloth down in 16th. So back up to our race leader. Let's just have a look at the kind of gap he's got, and it's Osman. He's managed to get past Brian Moncani. We said it was going to happen. Apologies we missed it, but it was inevitable really. As Osman goes through now, he's going to start chasing Stormfly down, and it does look like he's getting closer as we jump on board with Osman. Now, Stormfly did have quite a decent gap, didn't he? But that's definitely reduced as Osman is getting onto his trail as they come up through turn 12, making it nice and easy. No silly mistakes there from Osman. As we now got our foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal through these final few turns onto the start-finish straight. just coming up to about the halfway mark, across the start finish line to start lap 6, and then into turn 1, and the Senna S is hard on the brake, get this left-hander, then a right-hander, and then immediately left-hander for turn 3 onto the Apostrophe Straight. We can just see Stormfly up ahead, and I think we're definitely catching. I think let's just have a look at the time, shall we? Now Osman with the fastest lap so far, 1:31.4, and I think that matched Stormfly's time actually in race 2. I think Stormfly got a 31.4 if I remember rightly. So these guys really getting the hammer down, and you can see I think Osman definitely is catching, and Stormfly will be aware of it. He will be looking in his mirrors, and he will see the genesis of Osman chasing him down. Brian Moncani still sitting in 3rd, looking comfortable. Grasshopper in 4th. Now this is better. This is what we like to see from Grasshopper, getting himself up there in the top 5 and fighting it out with these guys. So a much better showing from Grasshopper in P4. He's got Fitzy in P5 chasing him. NSX against GTR, and we shall see who's got the grunt, and I think it may well just be the GTR's got the edge. He's definitely in the slipstream, which is going to help. So we'll just stick with Fitzy for now as we chase Grasshopper down. Let's see if we can get a better view. As we're going into turn 1, is Fitzy going to have a look? Well, he just has a bit of a sneaky look at the inside, doesn't he? But he didn't fancy it this time around. He's just going to stay there, getting closer to Grasshopper. May even be able to make a move before they get to turn 4. You can see Grasshopper's showing Fitzy he's going to defend this if he has to. And there we go, into turn 4. Yeah, good racing from these guys. Grasshopper sort of let Fitzy know very early that he would have defended that corner if he had to. So Fitzy just slotted in behind Grasshopper to follow him through the next few sections, through turn 8, 9, turn 11. As I said before, it's a very, very tricky track to overtake. So you have to be a little bit careful through this section. Just try and get as close as you can to your opponent so that you can make the move on the start-finish straight, or even the Apostrophe Straight. Brian the Mechanic sitting in 6. He's looking comfortable at the minute. He has got Hodgie in his mirrors, but Hodgie not quite close enough to really make a move on Brian the Mechanic. So Brian the Mechanic can concentrate on his race, same as what Hodgie's doing. Just concentrate on doing your own thing. Silly Shot now up to 8th after his moment, although he does have Agent Smith all over the back of him as we go through the final few turns. And let's just see if Smith pulls out. He's going to have to. He's in that slipstream, isn't he? And Smith tries to position himself on the inside, forcing Silly Shot to go all the way around the outside. Smith gets it done though. Silly Shot fighting back on the inside there into turn 2, but into turn 3 Smith had the better line and gets himself through into 8th. So Silly Shot had to give that one up eventually. So now he's just going to have to try and stay with Smith and maybe make a move later on to regain that P8, but a good move from Smith nevertheless. Derg down in 10th, struggling to get into this race. Not under any pressure though is Derg, so we can just wander around and admire the view. Nearest to him he's going to be Unforgiven in 11th. He's coming under a bit of attention from Phaser. We've got 3 minutes of this race left. So can Phaser make a move on Unforgiven and get up to P11, excuse me. He's coming now. Stealth down in 13. I do like the livery on that course. We were discussing this last week actually. It's very simple but also very effective. Pete in 14th, then Rufus, well he's dropped down to 15th, and then Sid in 16th. So back up to the top, and well, this is turning into quite a battle now with, well, let's have a look, about 2.5 minutes to go, just under 2.5 minutes of Stormfly He's trying his best to keep Osman at bay. Osman has done a fantastic job though to catch up with Stormfly. Stormfly looked like he was going to be opening such a gap that nobody was going to get anywhere near him, but Osman managed to get past Brian, and then the chase was on, and this is where we've ended up. Osman almost sniffing up the exhaust pipe of Stormfly's McLaren. Let's just have a look whereabouts we are on track. They're just going around turn 10 into turn 11, this sweeping left-hander, trying to get on the power up the hill towards turn 12. Not quite yet, they're just going around turn 10 now. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself then. I'm looking at the track, the map upside down. But Stormfly still out in front. On the medium tyres as well is Stormfly, Osman on the soft, so this is going to be an interesting last lap as these two guys head towards the start finish line with just over a minute left, so this will be their last lap, and if Osman wants it, he's going to have to start putting the pressure on now. We'll come back to these two. I'm just going to go down and see who else is going to be finishing. Brian has gone across the line. Let's have a look. We do have a minute, so everybody should pretty much get another lap in. Brian the mechanic across the line in 6th, Hodgie 7th, Smith is still in 8th, Derg in 9th. Will anybody finish early? I don't think they will. Well, Sid might, and Rufus. Let's just have a look. Where's Rufus? I think Rufus might well get another lap in as well. Sid down. Well, this may be his last lap, but we'll keep an eye on that. We'll come back to that. We're just going to have a quick look back up at the front two again, and it just looks like Osman has just dropped off the pace a little bit. I thought he was going to really push it. He maybe pushed it and made a slight mistake, but I don't think he's going to get close enough to Stormfly to get the win. I think Osman's going to have to settle for P2. He's not going to get close enough, is he? As they head towards turn 12 and the final few turns, and it looks like Stormfly is going to get the win in this third and final race here in Brazil, and a fantastic win as well. Led from the start almost, I think. Never really looked back. Osman did his best to catch up to him, but couldn't quite do it. So across the line goes Stormfly. Osman in 2nd. Brian Moncani, is he going to get 3rd, or is Fitzy going to snatch it from him on the line? Brian gets 3rd, Fitzy gets 4th, Grasshopper gets 5th. Brian the mechanic, he'll cross the line in 6th, Hodgie 7th, just ahead of Smith in 8th. Derg, better showing from Derg in 9th. Silly Shot 10th, Unforgiven crosses the line in 11th. Stealthy's going to get 12th. Phaser 13th. Pete has already finished, so has Sid, and Rufus is going to come across the line in 14th. If you've enjoyed these races, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you've not already done, because that would really help me out. I will look forward to seeing you all, or talking to you all, next week. Well, it'll be Wednesday. We've got a Wednesday race coming up in the BMW, the M3s, so I should be bringing that race to you possibly Thursday. But in the meantime, stay safe. I shall catch you all later.